Look at this. If you don't know who this is, it literally doesn't matter. But he is also the latest edition of a guy that went on No Jumper and went to jail right after he left. Why did he go on No Jumper? Who knows, maybe he still thinks it's 2016. Anyway, the guy with no shirt on is Grove Hero, a comedian from Memphis that was just trying to run his business in Chicago and make some money, but then he met up with these two guys, who like most people in the streets from Chicago would tell you, oh, you good over here with me, ain't nobody gonna touch you. Well, you see this guy and the one behind him? Yeah, the interview ends right after they appear because somebody started shooting. This guy, whose name is Breezy, is not supposed to be in this area. Anybody in Chicago can go to this area and be okay, but Breezy has been involved in a feud with the guys from this neighborhood for over a decade, and yet he still came over here like these Chicago streets are just a figment of his imagination. Like the stuff you see on the news is just make-believe. This guy, you don't know him? No problem. He's a rapper from Memphis who feels comfortable coming to Chicago. And that's fine. Millions of tourists visit Chicago every year. But being a rapper, this guy goes to the hood to try to fit in. And guess what? He got his car stolen. But why would they do that? Well, you pull up somewhere where 15-year-olds are playing with guns and ready to crash out, and all they know you for is the fact that you rap and flash money. What you think they gonna do? Invite you to grandma's house for some cookies? These two guys had similar but very different situations.
Okay, but my thing is, why is you going to the hood though if you rich and you not even? Come on, bro. You asked to get robbed. You asked, gang. I'm not finna pull up to no damn hood while I'm rich. Is you crazy?
But the one thing they have in common is that they are both too old and have way too much money to be in the hood trying to fit in. A lot of rappers get it confused. Just because people in the hood listen to your music doesn't mean y'all can be friends. Much like an obsessed Taylor Swift fan that stalks her from city to city, there's always an ulterior motive. For some reason, these guys don't want to connect with the people that made it out the hood. They just want to be accepted by the teenagers in the hood who still live at mom's house. Look at Young Thug. The man lived on the most suburban block I've ever seen in the state of Georgia. And he still want to drop diss tracks accusing people of snitching, even though he himself said way too much whenever the police start asking him questions.
They said Roscoe, but I ain't finna.
And let's just make something clear. All these rappers pretend that they would never snitch. Oh, bro, that's breaking the code. Until the police sit them down and ask one question. It's just that back then, the guys at the top told the foot soldiers, hey man, y'all can't do this. You gotta stick to the code. Just so that you wouldn't get in their way while they do exactly what they just told you not to do. If we believe influencers are fake and only say things because they get paid for it, why would rappers be any different? Young Thug dropped a song called Insure My Wrist, where he literally says he has insurance on his jewelry. Smart move, right? That's what smart people do. What does insurance on your jewelry mean? Well, that means that if somebody steals it, you have to make a police report.
Like about $800,000 to $1 million worth of jewelry. 800 to $1 million. It's all insured.
And kids, don't believe the rumor that anything happens to snitches when they go to jail, because 99% of them get out and don't get touched. And in most prisons, the snitches are hanging with the killers. You know why? Because most of the killers are snitches. If so-and-so killed 3 people but he got out of jail early because he cooperated with the prosecution, are you gonna walk up to him and call him a snitch? He killed 3 people. I'm not saying nothing to him. No. Sammy the Bull confessed to being involved in 19 murders. This man is a real-life serial murderer, and his testimony got John Gotti and Frankie Loke life in prison.
Sammy the Bull Gravano now joins the ranks of those who have broken the cardinal rule of the mafia, omerta, the code of silence. And what makes his betrayal all the more shocking is the fact that he was John Gotti's best friend.
But are you gonna play with Sammy the Bull? I know he became a Christian, but this man will still step on you in broad daylight. I just had to make that clear because ultimately this video is about how misleading these rappers are to the kids. Not all rappers, of course, because the biggest rappers that sell the most albums don't portray this image. People like J. Cole and Travis Scott, these are $100 million rappers, and they don't have to do this. And you would think it would show the other guys, but nah. We got a 30-year-old man calling himself Lil Baby, which you know I'm gonna never give him a break on this channel. It's nothing personal, but if you getting hugged like this, you gotta stop pretending to be a gangster.
That nigga try universe. That nigga try, he don't stop fucking with Baby Gang.
Now, I respect Gunna. He ain't killed nobody or play like he was a gang boss in Atlanta, so he don't have to do life just to say he kept it real. Y'all can keep that, because if he were to get sentenced to life right now, some rapper in his circle would be trying to link up with every girl Gunna was messing with while he was free. These guys are not friends. I mean, once again, a guy shot up a tour bus for Young Thug, and when the police sat Thug down, that homie was the first name he threw out. See, and this is why we need to normalize being a civilian. You acting like a gangster, but you wear dresses. Woody told on you, but Woody a killer, so you're not gonna do anything to him. And this is why I say that no snitching is a myth. That whole movement was invented by older gang members back in the day that wanted the young guys to take all the charges and jail time for them. It wasn't about no code, and somebody as old as these niggas should know that. And this was just the reality. Finesse 2 Times is 33 years old. The guys that allegedly stole his car don't even look 21. What were you doing around these kids, bro? Breezy, you 34. Why are you on the block that's been shooting at you since 2011? Half of your entire hood is dead, bro. You was with Drake, dumbass. You're not supposed to be nowhere around here without armed security. And by the way, Finesse 2 Times, I don't respect this dude. He dropped a whole song trying to justify why you should just pray to the devil. Like, alright, bro, the devil was one of these little guys in Chicago with more bullets in his clip than years he's been on this planet. This is why you get what you get, no matter what you believe. You might as well just went to a psychic and asked what was going on.
He's not even the only one. I think it was like a baseball player or a basketball player, old basketball player. He went on O Block. Ask him, can he check? I think he was checking in or something like that. Like, what is you niggas doing, bro? What? I don't see nothing fun in the hood, bro. It's nothing fun in the hood. I'm not finna go out there like for no reason, gang. I ain't getting paid to go out there. Y'all niggas.
What happened if you pulled up to the hood in a custom Hellcat, a grown dummy? This is why I'm glad that the kids nowadays care more about watching the IRL streamer than some of these guys, cause y'all lost. And before I move on, let me give you an example of what I'm not talking about. And I'm gonna use 2 guys from California on this example. Money Sign Suede, rest in peace, and EBK J-Bo. Suede was the son of some hard-working Mexican immigrants that fell into the LA streets at a young age, as he was only 22 when he died. And J-Bo is part of a very notorious group of guys from Stockton, California. And even though they both achieved notoriety in music to some point, I can't say that they were just coming back from $1 million homes to the hood, because neither of them fully made it out. Suede ended up being murdered in prison, and it wasn't about no snitching. He was just in the streets, and nobody knows for sure why he died, but of course there were rumors that it had something to do with money. And of course, Suede didn't even really have a chance to make it out the hood and go back, because there was only a 1-year gap between him finally making enough money to leave the hood and him going to prison where he would die. J-Bo is definitely on his way to living in $1 million house, but this man being Stockton, California. I don't know if any of you guys ever been to Stockton, but unless you live there, you're probably not just gonna visit to see the homies. So I'm not convinced that he made it out the hood yet. Point being, these guys might be rappers known for being in the streets, but they aren't men in their 30s still trying to pretend they're something that they're not. These are actually just young guys that was misled from a young age.
Man, let me tell y'all something now, bro. Y'all see how I talk and shit now? Y'all see how I am right now, bro? In 5 to 10 years, bro, if I make it, bro, man, this shit going on. I'ma talk proper. I'ma dress proper. Hair gonna stay, you see what I'm saying? Y'all motherfuckers don't. I ain't gonna be what I was before. I ain't finna portray the image that I was before. I'm not, that's chasing the old me. I'm not chasing the old me. I'm finna go for better. Oh, this shit is temporary, gang. In 5 years or 10 years, bro, this is gonna be a whole difference. Especially 5 years, this is gonna be a whole different everything. Y'all gonna be like, damn, bro, I remember this nigga. Yup. Cause I'm not gonna be going back to the old me. I don't wanna do that. That's how you get caught up. That's how you fuck up.
Once you get past a certain age, you don't have an excuse anymore. You gotta grow up. Move on though. I salute the guys from Chicago.
You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, you gotta grow up. The shit you was doing when you was 2 years old, you weren't still doing when you was 10. The shit you was doing at 10 years old, you weren't still doing when you was 16. I'm 16, I ain't gonna be doing the same shit I was that I'm 16. When I turn 21, I ain't gonna be doing the same shit I was doing at 16. I'm 16 right now. Everything gonna be a change, boy. I'm telling you.
Like Von off 1700 and Bloodhound Q50, because even though they're both known for rapping about street activity in the city, you're more likely to see them live streaming or playing GTA than them standing around on the block around a bunch of guys that can't even buy a car. I don't salute them rapping about what they rap about and hyping up the kids, but I do salute the fact that they seem smarter than these old ass rappers. Once again, every time I see Lil Baby around the streamer, it always ends up with him doing something dirty like stealing or trying to scam. Like, bro, I'm not hanging around no grown ass man that calls himself a Lil Baby. You older than me, bro. And if you getting hugged like this and still trying to play gangster, I'm not hanging around you anyway. You got guys like Kai Cenat that's gonna earn more in a year than most of these rappers can in a decade. And he ain't gotta go stand on the block in the Bronx and get shot at and look stupid. That's why the title of this video is rappers going back to the hood for no reason. Y'all not building schools, bro? Y'all not building housing? Fixing up abandoned buildings? Y'all standing around with a group of guys that was born after 2005. Like, come on, man. Hanging around Michael Rubin might have been the most mature move that a lot of you guys even made, because Lil Durk, $1 million rapper, Grammy winner, why is you still hanging in Inglewood? That's why you in jail, bro. And when none of your homies real enough to tell you that. But then again, your ass in your 30s. Should nobody had to tell you that. I don't even stand around where I'm from right now. And I'm not in no $1 million property, bro. I'm just not a little ass kid no more. But these labels, man, put money behind the most embarrassing people, bro. And it look cool to teenagers. And that's cool. That's what music is about. But when you in your 30s, you gotta understand that you never gonna be able to relate to these kids, bro. You just something they play in the background. But I just had to make this video once I seen Finesse get his car stolen and a bunch of other things. Cause y'all the reason that old white people that live in rural towns think that this is what black people are like, bro. Cause none of you niggas go hang around the black lawyers and judges. Y'all going around kids, bro. Need to be on the watch list. But that's all I got, man. I'll see you next
That'd be
time.
so crazy the thing about it. Like, why y'all want to get accepted by teenage niggas my age and shit? They ain't got shit going for them. So, like, that shit be weird. But, hey, that's how reality is, though, bro.